picking up where we left off 2023. The points now reset as we begin a new season for the 2024 Bosch Motorsport Australia Rally Championship. All your favourite drivers are back. And some former champions return too. They're the fastest rally cars in Australia and there's more coming. We visit all corners of the country, from West Australia to Tasmania in the south. But it's the nation's capital that gets the new ARC season started. This is the Techworkz Rally of Canberra. It was the site of the finale last season. In 2024, we kick off here in the nation's capital, a federal centre for democracy and a home to world-class museums, galleries, a thriving, cool climate wine region as well, breathtaking nature and outdoor pursuits. There is more to the ACT than you expect. Hi everybody, Greg Russ with you for our coverage of the Techworkz Automotive Rally of Canberra. It's round one of the Bosch Motorsport Australia Rally Championship. Now, yesterday, unfortunately, was a little bit of a false start thanks to Mother Nature. Almost 40 mil of rain fell in these parts. Competition checker and former Subaru WRC driver Chris Atkinson was actually happy to go ahead, but a decision was taken on the basis of road preservation and safety to abandon League One. So today, we are focused on a different group of stages, a different part of Canberra. We're headed east for 6 stages, 3 repeated twice. The longest 18.6 k's long, a total of 76 kilometres of competitive. Pretty good entry list for this opening round as well. More than 40 cars here, several of them making the long trip from Tasmania and West Australia to take part. Toyota Gazoo Racing headline this field, but there are some very competitive combinations in Skodas. Look at that. Hyundai's in there too. 2016 champion Molly Taylor back in a Subaru. We'll keep an eye on the classes. A very healthy production cup. There's juniors and some stalwarts in some cool classics. Just beyond our broadcasting point, our desk here is Service Park, what we affectionately call now Pedders Rally Central, and that is where our Dean Herridge headed this morning to catch up with some of the competitors before they went out to the forest.
Lewis, you seemed fired up yesterday. It was a false start. It's a reset again now. You're good to go?
Yeah, good to go. Looking forward to getting out in the car today. It's going to be tricky conditions, I think. A bit of standing water around, but looking forward to the challenge.
Written all over your face, mate. This is a big day coming up.
Ready to go, yeah. A lot of standing around yesterday, so really excited to jump in the new car. Some tricky conditions, I reckon, but no, all in all, we're very ready to go.
Josh, this is a big moment, mate. Car's fired and warmed up. How are you feeling?
A little bit nervous, mate, but super excited. It was a bit of a shame about yesterday, but at the end of the day, I think they made the right call. So, yeah, raring to go to get in the car today. We'll go see how the stages look.
Fantastic to have Dino back as a part of our coverage, joined at the desk now by Scott Petter. Can we begin with hindsight being a wonderful thing? If we'd had yesterday's stages, do you think that would have played to your advantage?
Oh, possibly, but you take the decision. It was the right decision at the time, and unfortunately, it's been a bad day for us today.
I'm someone who believes in drawing a positive out of the weekend, right?
Yeah.
So you are one of the few people we can immediately think of to split the Bateses in recent years.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's possible. I think Harry did a fantastic job this morning. And Lewis, I think, is just going consistently, trying to score points. So if we can split Harry and Lewis and be more competitive as the year goes on, we'll be pretty happy with that.
Any truth to the story that Glenn McNeil got a bee sting?
He did. He got a bee sting on his neck, and full credit to him. Just kept calling the notes, and I didn't realise until the end of the stage.
I think the other thing to look at here is this is a championship that is now about basically 11 days. You've finished the first of those with points. That's going to be important in the final analysis.
Oh, absolutely. It's a matter of just making sure you get as much points as you can, and that's why we attack pretty hard on the power stage, and we've got 10 days to go. So the championship is still wide open.
Family game. Did I spot today some cool vision from maybe your daughter? Was it Sophie that posted something? I can't remember who did that. It was awesome.
Yeah. The family here, they always experience the highs and the lows. But it's been 10 years since some of the kids have been to a rally. So they were much smaller back then.
Great to have you back as a part of it.
Thanks,
well done. There's some consistency there to be happy about. We will see Scott in the West, and we'll tell a bit more of his story about what unfolded on the first proper day of competition here in the ARC with a look at the first 2 stages of the day. The champion Harry Bates shrugged off any pre-event trepidation, leading the field away. Next, a determined Lewis Bates tried to make the most of familiar surroundings.
3 right, tightens, 3 minus, very narrow.
Some brutal elements thwarted Alex Rouleau's charge, forced into a tyre change. Scott Petter led at the first split, but a spin near the end proved costly.
Down, second 5 right.
Yeah, we had a spin on the last stage and dropped probably 15 or 20. I don't think it was 26. Just diabolically slippery in places. It's just a bit sketchy out there, and I'm not driving that well, and just quite conservative.
He held on to second, just, but Lewis would wrestle that from him on SS8. Molly Taylor led Main Fix Production Cup and well inside the top 10 outright.
It's slippy, but it's drying quick. I think we just got the car a bit too soft because it's a bit rough for this old girl out there, so we'll try and tune it up a bit.
Steve Maguire made a solid start but dropped 2 spots on Special Stage 8.
Yeah, fantastic car, awesome to be in it. Just there's plenty more to go yet, just finding my way.
His brother Eddie impressed in the top 5, but like Rouleau, reached for the tyre change tools.
Just ran a little bit wide, not very wide. It's only a tiny little tap of a little bank and it popped off the rim. But yeah, we muck around with the handbrake as well, and struggling on the tight ones where I've got to use the handbrake. So.
And 4 left plus into slippy right tightens 3 half long.
Then something began to click for Harry. The new car showing its true potential, and he built an almost 30-second lead.
Like on the first one, we had an overshoot and had to reverse back up and go again, so that was a bit of a shame. On this second stage, we had a clean run, but tricky conditions. I feel like I'm being a bit conservative.
So after 29 Ks of competitive, it's a Bates 1-2. Scott Petter only 4 seconds behind Lewis. Good work by Alex Rouleau in 4th. Eddie Maguire is right there. It is tight. Look at that between 6th and 9th. Here's our class or cup leaders. We mentioned Molly and Production Cup in the story there. Mitch Garrett just ahead in Junior. 2-wheel drive, Justin Northage turning heads in that Lotus. 4-wheel drive Classic, Michael Harding. And Trevor Stilling in that cool Datsun Stanza in 2-wheel drive Classic. Joined by another guest at the desk now. Delighted to have Josh Redhead with us. Welcome.
Thanks, Rusty. Cheers.
Tell us a little bit about the weekend overall. Quick report card.
It was off to a little bit of a bony start, mate. We got to 30 seconds out on SS1 and realised our active centre diff wasn't working. So it was a bit of a claw through SS1. We did a bit of a patch repair to crawl through 2 and 3, and then the boys got on it, fixed it up, and yeah, we've had an awesome afternoon.
Car has some history with Nathan Quinn, who's been successful in this championship. So you've touched on it a little bit there. There's learnings with it, isn't there?
Oh, mate, it's huge. We've spent a lot of time in Evo 3 in the past 4 years. I haven't done much in a newer production car, so it's a huge learning experience going to the next calibre car on what the G4 is.
Importantly, are you enjoying it?
Oh, mate, absolutely loving it. Props to Nathan. He's set up an awesome car. We've just got to do a bit of learning and better understanding on how it formats and works on the stages.
There is a couple of things for you that you're focused on in 24. So great that you're playing here in the ARC, but the New South Wales Championship is a strong thing for you too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more or less our main focus at the moment. Obviously, being the first round for New South Wales State, we thought we'd come and try and pause up and against the ARC field this year and just see sort of where we're at on a new beginning with the car, and yeah, we'll go from there and try and build on learning as much as we can and see where the year takes us.
We're thrilled. We're really excited about the competitiveness of the 2024 ARC. What's it like to play among these competitors, to draw from them and to just, I guess, continue that learning curve that you've spoken about?
Oh, it is, mate. I was fortunate enough to travel around with Ray and Nathan last year. Had a very good understanding about the competition in the ARC last year, but it is a whole nother level this year. So to be able to come and compete with the Australia's best, it's something special.
Hey, thank you for stopping by.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Well done. Before he goes, we'll take a look at some highlights for you now of the next 2 Forest stages, 9 and 10.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 50, flat like crest, 60.
Harry Bates extended his lead to over 40 seconds on stage 9.
And 50, 9 right, continues on the brow.
Petter hit back, reclaiming second overall from Lewis Bates.
Just keep driving like that. You know, we're pretty conservative in the wet stuff. I think Harry's going to be too quick in the power stage based on performance, but you know, we just got to keep going and try and keep Lewis and the rest at bay. And you know, if we can get through second, that's not a bad result.
Tom Clark on a comeback from an early off, banking 6th fastest time.
Got a bit more grip there now, but a few sections just still really slippery. I probably pushed it in too hard on them, thinking I was going to get some grip, but mate, I think we got that through there relatively unscathed.
Peter Rouleau, meanwhile, dead heated with Brad and Jamie Luff on SS9.
Care turn 2 left, comes up quick, hard. Care turn 2 left, comes up quick.
Yeah, look, that was much more confidence inspiring than the first time we came through, so yeah, should I get a better time out of that one.
Alex Rouleau and Eddie Maguire impressed, going quicker than Lewis Bates through this one.
There's a heap of grip out there, so a lot of late braking, heap of corner speed, and it's tricky in the slippery spots because we're pulling up so fast now on these soft tyres, and if it's slippery, it's the complete opposite.
Service, a chance to ponder what grip and road condition the second passes would offer. The Luffs, more confident this time, 30 seconds faster than the last run on Long Jack.
Pushed a bit harder that time. There's a lot more grip in there. Just got to keep your eye out for them sloppy spots where there's plenty of them which can catch you out.
Josh Redhead in Nathan Quinn's old car, 40 seconds quicker this time.
40, lead 4 left minus on crest, 40, 4 left half long 150.
Harry Bates gained another 5/10 on Pedder through SS10. Was it now about preserving the lead?
Yeah, definitely driving the first loop. Just some of the tighter corners, I think, still going into the next 2 are going to be quite slippery. So, yeah, just the junctions where there's probably more of a clay base sitting at the junctions. But overall, it was a really fun stage, and I'm looking forward to this next one.
So here's the outright standings of what was scheduled to be stage 10. Harry with 40.7 seconds over Scott, who is 10 clear of Lewis. Alex Rouleau, Eddie Maguire continue their strong showings, and Molly right in the thick of a close battle, 6th to 9th there, covered by only 30 seconds. A snapshot of the Cup leaders after SS10. Taylor in the Subaru with a 15-second advantage over Harding in Production Cup. Mitch Garrett leads Junior, 4-wheel drive Classic, Michael Harding, and Trevor Stilling comfortably on top of 2-wheel drive Classic. We are joined at the desk now by Tony Sullins, who actually bought the car of our ARC manager, Adrian Coppen, and is contesting the championship in the Peugeot this year. How are you finding it?
Oh, it's great. This is the first event that I've actually really got to drive it. I've had it for 12 months, but, you know, things always interrupt.
The goal was to learn a bit about it here, wasn't it, before you headed west to WA? What are the things you'll walk away from Canberra with? What have you learned? What do you perhaps need to tune, and maybe even the way you interact or work with the car to get the best out of it?
Yeah, well, I've never driven a car like this before, and it's a bit of a steep thing to jump in and just feel comfortable with. And you know, this morning stages we had a power steering failure 500 metres into the first stage, did 3 stages with no power steering, ended up running off the road into a rock and got a flat tyre and blah, 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 blah. So that was a bad start, but we fixed the problem and went back out this afternoon, and I've been leaning on the car and learning how hard you can push it through the corners, and yeah, I'm really, really happy with my, I don't know how the times went, but I'm happy with the result for the last 3 stages today.
Excellent. There is a connection between you and what you do on a daily basis and MRF tyres and their involvement in the championship this year too, isn't there?
Yeah, well, I'm the MRF guy basically doing the whole championship. So we did the Bathurst 6 hour last weekend. I'm now come home with 1 day to prepare to come to this event with a new semi-trailer and all new gear and a new car and a new team, and so the car has really been taken, you know, a back step. So just helping it and drive it was basically the answer.
It's awesome to have you as a part of the championship this year, and you've done some great things in Targa competition over the years as well. So we're going to take a look now at some highlights for you. Stages 11 and 12, the run to the finish here in Canberra. A blow to Scott Pedder's weekend from 2nd to 5th overall after trouble with the left rear on the penultimate stage. Steve Maguire, who stunned with 4th on stage 10, dropped down the order too.
Very disappointed in myself. Got a bit hungry for some road on the second stage and copped a puncher with 10 k's to go. So very disappointed. First stage after lunch was really good, and that one was a lot of fun. So yeah, keen to come back, do some testing, and yeah, we'll come back.
Alex Rouleau now eyeing up a podium.
Tough day for a lot of people. We had a spin on the first stage, which would have been an awesome time, I think, and then a puncture on the second. So, yeah, just managed to stick through it. Steve's done an awesome job. His notes were unreal calling him, and yeah, had a ball out there, this soft tyre. There was a heap of grip. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It was a lot of fun, and I think we picked up where we left off last year.
And Lewis Bates targeting a 1-2 for Toyota.
Not the best day, but anyway, we're here at the end. We're second place, so another podium and a strong start to the year. So thank you very much to the team. It's been a busy couple of weeks leading up to this event.
Techworkz driver Michael Harding, second in Production Cup. He and Aidan Peterson in third, chasing a mighty Molly Taylor.
Going 3 right, slippy.
Main fix production win, but of course I know you're always looking at outright. It's been a really tough day for a lot of the competitors, particularly when you're a little bit further back in the field.
Yeah, it's been really, really rough. I think like slippery and rough. So yeah, probably not the best combination for this car, but we're doing a good job. We got the car working well, so I feel like we got to a good place. Bit of work to do during the day, but we got there.
Heartbreak for the Luffs, steering arm damage on the final stage.
Yeah, we come into a pretty slow left-hander, thank God, and yeah, the left-hand steering come loose and fell out, so shot us straight out to the right into the sticks, and yeah, come to a halt pretty quick, and then jacked it up, patched it up, and yeah, got back very slowly.
Bittersweet for Eddie Maguire, just missing out on a podium.
Not so good. Had a big overshoot on the first stage after lunch, and yeah, it wasn't our weekend, but we struggled with set up a lot this weekend, but yeah, we know what we need to go away and do now.
Up, in 6 left, up.
Petter went for glory on the final stage, but Canberra was cruel again. The valuable power stage points went to Harry, taking out his home event in style.
Yeah, look, that was messy because I think something's bent and we've obviously got right-hand tyre and left-hand front and all that sort of stuff, so never easy. Well done to Harry first and foremost, great job. It sort of reminds me of what rallying's like. There's some beautiful things and there's some things that doesn't, that they're just terrible. So anyway, I'll come back again.
Into care, 3 left on crest, half long, 80 to the finish.
Harry taking it out to win his home event again.
Oh, feels like a very short rally.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But well done.
Yeah, well done you.
Yeah.
That was really, really good, Harry. It was really sensational.
Thanks.
But you must be delighted with this result.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I was super nervous this morning. New car, wet conditions, it was tricky, but I think Coral and I sort of did an all right job today. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Final results of round 1. Harry wins by over a minute from Lewis, with former Supercars driver Alex Rouleau savouring an ARC podium. Maguire held on for 4th by 2 seconds from a fired-up Petter. Some sugar for Clark, and redhead finishes in the top 10. Well done to Molly Taylor, winning Production Cup by over 2 minutes. Northwich takes 2-wheel drive cup. Jaden Glusky claimed the juniors in the end. Harding 4-wheel drive classic, and the mighty Stanza of Stilling the 2-wheel drive classic. How about this? Some sweet celebrations on the Bosch Motorsport Australia podium here for round 1. Significant moment in our modern era as far as the domestic series is concerned, but real kudos for Toyota from a global perspective with this new Rally 2 car in our part of the world. Well done to Harry Bates and Coral Taylor, who join us now at the desk. Betters would have said, and I think you even, when you were on the show yesterday, thought like there might be a settling in phase with this car. Wow, it was good.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I was pretty nervous this morning, Rusty. You wake up, there's changing conditions. There was, some dry roads, some wet roads today, a new car and a new tyre to get used to as well. So it was a bit of a worrying feeling coming into this one, but I'm stoked with the result and, very pleased with Coral and my performance as well.
Given all those changes he's outlined there, familiarity has got to play a role on a day like today, and having you beside him and knowing this event and the roads and so on, that's got to help, doesn't it?
Oh, look, absolutely it does. But I think the big takeout for me, Rusty, is that, yes, the car's fantastic, but you have to be able to drive a car. And I even said this to Harry this afternoon on the last liaison. As a driver, I think he just took another notch, a visible notch up this weekend, and hats off, Harry. He just drove a brilliant rally. There were a few times where I thought, braking shortly might be a good idea, but yeah, he was it was just a really well driven rally in a fabulous car, and the result is there.
Do you feel that yourself? Do you feel like you went a step this weekend? I mean, given circumstantially everything around that, the interest from Toyota globally and having success with this car down under and so on. I mean, there's so much so much interest in what you were doing here.
Yeah, I think there's a few reasons I felt that I had to step up this weekend, and obviously last year Lewis pushed us all the way, so I thought he was going to be a close competitor, but then there's others in the field too that I knew were going to be hot on our tails, so I did put a lot of pressure on myself to perform and to try and take it to a new level, and yeah, I probably do feel that today was one of my better days of rallying in a car. I felt like we were very committed everywhere, and when you have that feeling, it's pretty special. I probably didn't expect to have that feeling today though in a new car, but yeah, maybe the car and I fit. I don't know. But the other thing is, like you say, there was a bit of pressure globally from Toyota Gazoo Racing, based in Finland, who built the car. They're very keen on results at this point. This car's one of only about 14 in the world at this stage, and so for them, every rally win means a lot.
How'd you get to that point today to do that then?
Yesterday we had to have a big reset and get ready for today, and last night Coral and I went over the videos together, which everyone talks about. We all go over the recce videos these days, and that's a big part of our preparation. But I think the other thing I outlined with Coral today was I feel like now I've got the experience. I've been doing this for a while. I'm no longer sort of the new kid on the block. I feel like when things are dicey, conditions are different, the car's maybe not familiar, I feel like I actually have some experience I can draw on, and rather than focusing so hard on doing every single part of my preparation correctly, I'm probably focusing more these days on drawing on some of that experience that I've gained over the years.
Some pretty cool trophies here. You got to taste some champagne. Congratulations to the both of you on winning round one, particularly at home.
Thanks, Rusty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very, very cool. Let's take a look at the championship standings for you coming out of Canberra. Harry on top by 18 from Lewis, with Alex Rouleau only 3 further back, and a really solid haul from Petter. Coral leads the co-drivers from Anthony McLaughlin and Steve Glennie. Time for a wrap-up of the other stories that have been happening in Petter's Rally Central in Service Park. For that, we go back to our Dean Herridge.
Thanks, Rusty. Jaden Glusty, congratulations. A mega battle in the juniors, but you've come out on top after a great day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a mega day. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out the way that I was hoping for our battle with Mitch. I've earned a lot of respect. He's earned a lot of respect from me today. He's the first competitor I've actually had that's kind of been level with me. Like, I've never really been in an even car and an even field. So, yeah, massive respect to him, and unfortunately it's the way it went, but that's rallying, I suppose.
Four-wheel drive classic wing, Mick Harding, congratulations. You had an absolute ball out there.
Yeah, thank you. No, it was a great event, short event. This morning was diabolical in stages, but we kept the car on the road largely, and got through to service, minor touch-ups in service, and then the last few stages were fantastic.
We are just a few weeks away from our next event, and for that, we head over the Nullarbor to West Australia for the Forest Rally. Some iconic roads there, down near the Margaret River region. It is an award-winning event and a real favourite with crews. The pictures, the vision, the competition will be spectacular. They are firing up the cars here, ready to leave Park for May. Don't forget, in between rounds, to stay up to date, all you've got to do is go to rally.com.au or follow our Bosch Motorsport Australia social channels. On behalf of Dean Herridge and all of our team, I'm Greg Rust. That's bye for now.